The Nigeria Hockey Super League is very much ongoing at the Package B of the Moshood Abiola National Stadium. And in case you've not been seeing those interesting games, after it started on Saturday, today is another day for you to go to the Package B of the Moshood Abiola National Stadium to see the beautiful game of hockey. And of course, with hostilities still very much ongoing there, let's now have on the show today, joining us live from his base in Abuja, no other person than the president of the Nigeria Hockey Federation, Simon Nkom. Welcome to Sports Reel this Tuesday, Mr. President.
Thank you very much.
All right, beautiful. It's always a pleasure to have you. Now, the Hockey Super League is very much alive. As you know, we are in match day 4 already. Interesting games we've seen so far. Tell us, how has it been?
Like I mentioned a couple of days ago during my interview just before the league, I told you we had registered 13 male teams and then 9 female teams. And I had mentioned to you that you are going to have real excitements and there will be a lot of discoveries. I can tell you that that was just an understatement. What I'm actually seeing happening now is something else because of some of them with their experiences from African and international competitions and discoveries, young talents, and then all these things you can hardly be able to now have a clear winner. It's more or less like a very, very balanced experience, grassroots team, young talents coming out. And I can tell you that there's going to be more excitements throughout this tournament.
Quite beautiful, Mr. President. And of course, we've been on ground at the Package B of the Moshood Abiola National Stadium since Saturday. And I must confirm, it's been really, really interesting watching all those matches. Now, we do know that the Nigeria Hockey Federation is coming up with a lot of programs. And of course, you've qualified for the World Cup already. So tell us about the upcoming programs from the Hockey Federation of Nigeria.
We have a calendar from the affiliated with the African Hockey Federation and then the International Hockey Federation. And most of these programs have schedules. And we've had reasons most recently to be able to now qualify for the World Cup fives in Oman in January. So you have these programs, and we usually sit as a board to be able to now look at all programs for the year, come up with a schedule, and then be able to now liaise with our stakeholders, and particularly making sure that our own national championships are equally tuned towards preparations, because I can tell you that from our last Cup of Nations in Africa, we got bronze for the male team for the first time in the history of Nigeria. And now in Africa, the team to beat is actually Nigeria. We work towards making sure that we have exposure, because that is what it all takes. And that is why when this board was inaugurated, we were able to now actually look at and come out and say, look, we know where we are supposed to be in Africa. We are moving, and our ranking is improving. And as such, we'll continue to make sure that we get our rightful position with support from all stakeholders. Support could come in so many ways. It might be funding, it might be adverts in terms of exposure, exposing the team. We are happy today that we have NTA, and it's always giving us support in terms of making sure that the whole world knows, and Nigeria particularly knows, that hockey exists. Otherwise, if you don't do this, people will say, do they play hockey in Nigeria? So I believe that this is a medium for people to sponsor sports, sponsor the youths, and then sponsor hockey.
Interesting, quite interesting, Mr. President. I must confess, it's been beautiful talking to you on Sports Road this morning. Thank you for joining us, and of course, we're wishing you all the best as you bid to take hockey in Nigeria to the next level. Thank you for joining us on Sports Road.
Thank you very much, and have a wonderful day. Congrats.
Right, I've been speaking with the president of the Nigeria Hockey Federation, Simon Nkom, talking about the ongoing Super League in Abuja and some other interesting programs lined up by the federation. What an interesting conversation with him.